Perfect. We were recording. So thanks, everybody, for being on the call. I'm glad you guys could make it. Very special opportunity for those of you who are in the auto repair niche, who own a shop, who may or may not be struggling, who may or may not know what's working right now. I actually had the chance to meet Dan, I think way back in 2006, Dan, is when we first met, and I was a wet behind the ears, fresh out of college marketing major, tagging along with my dad to a Bill Glazier mastermind meeting, and you were there. You had semi-recently started. That may be a little bit of a stretch, but we're getting into the repair shop marketing guru space, I guess you could say. After running your own shop there, I believe it was for almost 20 years, where you owned your own shop, and like a lot of shops, you struggled to begin with, and then I think was what you called it. You found the secret sauce or the magic mojo or something like that along the way that allowed you to, and this isn't anything new for a lot of us here in the marketing space, where you were kind of found your footing, found your way when it came to marketing the shop, and were able to grow that shop and grow it to a point where it gave you the life and the business that you wanted. And then you, like a lot of us, again, in that space, you looked around and said, boy, I could help a lot of other shop owners do this. And then, if I recall, it was in the early 2000s, you went full-time into that space. Now it's been, I guess 15, 16 years now where you've been coaching other repair shops in how to use our kind of direct response marketing at the shop level. And it doesn't matter whether you're a big shop, little shop, or somewhere in between. It doesn't matter if you've got a big marketing budget or a little marketing budget. It doesn't matter. They're marketing techniques that shops of any size, shape, or scale can use. And I know that's why we're on the call today, is you're going to show us some of that secret sauce that you've kind of unveiled. And I know you have some new stuff that you're going to show us as well, some of the old world meets new world type of marketing, right? And everyone on this call should know I come from a direct mail background. I guess you could call it the old world. But I know you're using direct mail, and I know you've also got some other new stuff in terms of websites and all kinds of stuff. So his clients are really, really doing well throughout the country. I'm just looking over some of his results that you sent me prior to this. $30,000 increase in 30 days, 1,800 new clients, new customers this year because of the membership that they're involved with. So when it comes to direct response marketing in an auto repair shop setting, there's really nobody in the world who is doing this for the shop owner, helping them through it, holding their hand as they do it, like Dan is. So, Dan, with that, I'll let you take it away.
I appreciate it, Keith, and yeah, it's been a while. I remember when you first came. You're right, you were wet behind the ears, but the good thing was that you were really paying attention, absorbing everything. You were like a sponge, and so that was cool. But yeah, I ran my own shop for a number of years, and I was a little frustrated that I wasn't able to get it to the point of where I thought it should be, and making decent money, and having the times when I struggled to pay the bills, and was hoping I'd have a great few days to be able to cover employee checks that I wrote out and things like that. But then I kind of cracked the code and got things turned around, and you saw the interview I did with Joe Theismann, right?
I certainly did, for sure.
Yeah, and one of the things I mentioned in there, and Joe had kind of asked me about it, and the big thing that really happened is once I was able to get my sales, my car count to where I wanted, and my profit margins to where I wanted, my business became fun again. It went from me dreading to going there every day to me actually enjoying the business and enjoying the interaction, and being able to afford to hire the right people and do things the right way. And that was one of the biggest jumps for me. So like you said, it's kind of a new, we're going to show everyone the new Fast Start program. It's not really that new, and I'll explain in a little bit, but it's innovative, and we use multimedia campaigns to deliver quality, and the key there is quality, car count, and high profit sales fast with no long-term commitment. And I want to say that right out of the bat because I know shop owners are getting bombarded, especially this time of the year, with all kinds of things about joining this and joining that, and they want you to sign up for 90 days, 6 months, a year, what have you. This program that we're going to show today and talk about has no long-term commitment. So who am I and why should you listen to me? Because Travis said you should. No.
Should be good enough for everybody.
Yeah, that's right. But actually, I've been in the auto repair business for over 42 years. Wow, that's a long time. And an owner for over 18 years. So, I started out, just working in a shop and became a manager of a shop and so on and so forth. So I kind of grew through the business. But I began, like you mentioned, sharing the knowledge about growing sales and profits with other shop owners back in 2002. And since then, I've helped thousands of shop owners from all over the country grow their car count and their profit margins. And actually, I was kind of sucked into it. I never thought, if you'd have talked to me back in 2000, I'd have told you there's no way I'll be doing something like this and getting up in front of hundreds of people and talking about it. But I kind of got drawn into it. Anyway, thousands of shop owners have and are using my strategies and resources to help them bring their business to new heights, in addition to improving their personal lifestyle. And in many cases, I've been able to take them from owning a job to owning a profitable and successful shop. So, as I said, I'm currently and have worked with shop owners all across North America, and I'm helping the shop owners bring in quality car count to their shop. Now, here's the thing. I do not deal in theories. Okay? I don't say if you do this, this should happen. I provide proven, real-world strategies that any shop owner can use, even with a small budget. So I mentioned about a new program, as you did, and the program is really the result of a number of years of listening to these shop owners I've been working with and helping about what they want and what they need. Okay, and so the program was developed from what I learned and heard during my many years of working with these shop owners by coaching them, teaching them, and consulting with them. And one of the big things is I was listening to them a lot. We should always try to listen to our clients, even as shop owners. I learned so much about what my clients, when I had my shop, wanted, okay, just by listening to them. Sometimes they didn't always communicate it to me, but by listening and paying attention to what they were saying, it was a key to me growing my business. So I'm calling this the Shop of the Future. Why did I put a program together like this, and how did I get to it? One is the industry changes. Another is consumer changes, the rapid technology changes, the economy. There's so many threats that the independent repair shops are dealing with right now. And, a little bit here, a little bit there. One case is like Uber and Lyft. Most people know what that is. And because of Uber and Lyft, it's for those that don't know, it's kind of like a taxi cab company, but better. A lot of people are driving less and less because of programs like that, as those programs grow. And, we have a driving school here in the building where my office is, and I talked to the owner, and she's telling me a lot of these young folks are getting their license later and later and later, and a lot of them aren't even getting a driver's license at all, and some of the ones that do it, they're in their 20s. And one reason is they can use Uber, and they don't have to have the responsibility of a car. They don't have to have the insurance. They don't have the maintenance. And a lot of you are probably aware more and more people are moving back into the cities, and they feel like they can get away with just something like Uber. Well, that eats away at our business, repair shop business. Another one is Rock Auto, and this is one that has to be taken seriously. I know most shop owners know who Rock Auto is. They're basically an online parts store, and I know a lot of shops will buy from them if they can't find something they need locally, but they're geared towards the do-it-yourself consumer. Okay, and a lot of people are going, oh, cars are too complicated to do it themselves. Well, not in today's world. With YouTube, you can go online and find a video of how to fix just about anything. Okay, and we both know that not everything comes into play, but there is a lot they can do for themselves. And more people are doing that because it's so accessible and so easy, and they can buy the part pretty inexpensively from a place like Rock Auto. And so that's having an effect too. Okay, that's another one of those threats that's eating away. And you know, a lot of consumers are doing that out of the need, okay, because of what's going on with rising health care costs and different things. They have to make a decision today of where they're going to spend their money. And so if they can save $100 or $200 doing their repair themselves, they're going to go online, get the part at Rock Auto, and give it a try, pull up a YouTube video. So here's one of the things that, you know, I realize. Shop owners cannot operate like they did 5 years ago, not even 3 years ago, because of all the changes that are coming and how quickly they're coming. So the speed of change can be tough to keep up with. And I'm telling you, and Travis, I'm sure you know this because you're a marketing guy, every time we go to one of the conferences, there's something new and something different, and what will work before, what did work before doesn't work anymore. I mean, the speed of change is just phenomenal today.
It's incredible, and what with some of these things, what did work a month ago is now detrimental. You know what I mean? It not only does it not work, it's detrimental to what you were doing before.
Exactly right. Exactly right. And you know, I call marketing a moving target because of what you just said. You know, there's strategies that I was helping my coaching members with a year ago that were working really well that fall flat on their face now. Absolutely fall flat on their face. So if you're, like I said, it can be very, very tough to keep up with, and that's part of what our job is. And so in my mind, tomorrow's here. Tomorrow's is today. We talked for a long time about when technology gets here, and when technology this and that, it's here, okay? And it's changing so quickly, it's unbelievable. So now it's time to make a change that will make a big difference in your shop, or you're going to be in trouble, okay? And one example of this, I think everyone on the call will recognize that brand. They made the mistake that I fear, and I know a number of shops are making. Kodak was the premier film supplier around the world, and they did not respond and react to digital photography coming out. They didn't think it would happen as fast as it did, and within 18 months, Kodak was bankrupt. Okay? Now, a lot of people, if you look at a company that size doing that kind of volume of business, they should have realized, but they didn't. They underestimated. And I think that's what's happening in our industry now. It seems like every day we're seeing someone else acquiring a number of shops or acquiring a parts supplier or what have you. And my feeling is we're in a war right now. And it's a battle between us and everything and everyone else our prospects and customers are being exposed to. And I'm not just talking about other repair shops or the big box stores. I'm talking about everybody's trying to get our clients and our prospects' attention to get their money, and they're doing it on social media, TV, radio, direct mail, and that's just a few. They're all trying to get your customers and your prospects' attention and their money, okay? And so everyone's out there fighting for it, and that's what I mean by we're in a war. So we can no longer approach shop owners like we once did with training and information. That used to be the way that I worked with most shop owners. I would supply them with, show them how to do it. I would give them the information. And that was all good, and I had a lot of success stories with that. But only about 3% of shop owners were actually getting it done, and this is kind of how we got to here. One of the reasons things are changing so quickly and that we have to pay attention is because of a guy named Carl Icahn. And I bet most of you will recognize that name. If you don't, he's a billionaire. He is the principal owner of Federated Mogul Auto Parts Manufacturer. And a little while back, he decided he wanted to get into the auto repair business. And he has gone about since then buying up shops around the country. And he has come out and stated it. It's been in press releases. It's been in large national newspapers, the New York Post. It's been on CNN. He said he wants to own thousands of shops. And here's his intention. And he has almost 2,000 now. It seems like every month we see something where he's acquired more and he's acquired more and he's acquired more. And here's what he's planning to do, and he's just come right out and said it. He's going to supply his shops directly from his parts manufacturers. And he's acquired more. He's added more to the umbrella while he's doing this. So basically he's going to cut out the middleman, and he's come out and said, I'm going to be able to supply my shops directly. They'll be able to sell parts at 20 to 25% lower price than our competitors, and they'll still be able to make the same profit margins. And here's the other thing that scares me about him is, remember I said he's a billionaire. Once he gets his plan all in place and gets his shops, he has almost unlimited resources to go out and advertise that this is what they're doing. So when he starts putting the radio and the TV and billboards ads out that they're cheaper, that his shops are cheaper, same warranty and so on, that's going to put a squeeze on the independent shops that don't have a strong shop, that aren't doing things the right way. So again, the speed of change, and if you're getting too far behind, at best it's going to be a slow and painful death. And that's why I came up with the Fast Transformation Program. So this program cracks the code on shop owner success. Like I said, I tested it for over a year, and beta tested it with a couple shops, had a ton of success. And for more than a year now, we've been implementing it with shops. And Travis mentioned a few success stories, and I'll show you some of the results we're having. So the program delivers a multimedia campaign for shop owners to facilitate delivering a high-quality car count quick. And because we do the implementation, we're able to eliminate the confusion and the frustration that most shop owners experience. And that's the big thing. Remember I said before, I had a number of people I was working with that were having great success, but it was only 3% because the way we used to do it is the shop owner had to get the implementation done. And when all the other things came into play, all the hats they had to wear, dealing with their employees, dealing with customers, dealing with suppliers, the marketing usually got put on the back burner. And now with us actually doing the implementation, that doesn't happen. So some things became obvious while I was working with shop owners. When it comes to marketing their shop, they are frustrated, and they realize there is just so much to keep up with. Most of them don't even want to do it, but they know they need to do it. And they're also know they're tired of being frustrated. They're tired of working too many hours, and they're tired of not making the kind of money that they should. So what I would ask shop owners, for you to just think about for a second, what is your biggest frustration or challenge when it comes to marketing your shop? Okay, just kind of stop and think about that for a minute. And I'll tell you what some of the answers are that I've learned. But here's the thing. We have the solutions. The Shop of the Future program has the solutions to end your marketing frustrations. Like I said before, the old way of trying to help shop owners doesn't work anymore. Most are on information overload. You need and you want sales to happen quickly. Shop owners want results, but they want someone to not only tell them how, but to help them or even do it for them. Most are frustrated with all the choices. I was talking to a shop owner a couple of weeks ago, and he got on the phone. We were talking on the phone. He goes, I just ran an internet guy out of here. He goes, that's the third one this week. And that's what I mean by all the choices. You have people coming in, I can do this with your website. I can do this with your social media. I can do this with that. I can do a texting program for you. And shop owners are just frustrated. You know, I talked to another guy spending $6,000 a month. He's got like 5 different people that are doing all these things for him. And they want one place to go and get it done for them. That's what they want. The biggest frustration I hear from shop owners is they don't know what, when, and how to market. They don't know why there's little or no profit left for them. And this is what gets in the way, and this is why I talked about only 3% being able to actually have really good success, is they have a tough time finding time to get the marketing done on a consistent basis while wearing all the other hats. And what usually happens is if things are slow, they get busy, they make a few calls, they put some marketing into place. If it works, they get busy. Now they're all concentrating on getting the work out, getting the invoices done, getting paid, getting the money into a bank account. While that's going on, they let their marketing go again. And so that's what causes these big up and down roller coaster rides that most shop owners deal with. Shop owners know they need to market using multimedia. They know they need to have something when it comes to online. They know they need to do something offline. They know they need to have a social media presence. But again, they're not sure on how to put it all together. For us, the mission critical is to help shop owners get a win fast and then show them how to consistently keep their business and their profits growing. Okay, so the Fast Shop program does that, and it's guaranteed. So here's the thing, like Travis mentioned to you, I've been doing this for a long time. I know if we can help the shop owner win, we all win. And so I want to give you a few examples of what we've been able to do for shops with this program. A shop owner in Ohio got on the program, and within 45 days we had one campaign that we implemented for them that resulted in an additional $8,700 in sales. Now remember before we talked about a low budget. The investment for the shop owner was only $387. Now you might say, ooh, big deal, $8,700. That's not that big. Well, first of all, it was an additional $8,700. It was only 45 days, but this is a 2-bay shop. This is a 2-bay shop, so stop and think what an additional $8,700 can mean to a 2-bay shop. Another example, this shop's a little bit bigger. A shop owner from New Mexico, I spoke to their shop owner group. They invited me out there to speak to their group. He got on board and ran our Fast Start campaign in November that resulted in, just this past November, by the way, less than 2 months ago, the campaign resulted in $19,470 in sales. His investment in that was $890. So if you want to do the math, that's well over a 20-to-1 return on investment. And again, this one's a little bit bigger. And I'm trying to show you some very current stuff so that, again, things change quickly. Here's another. This can't get much more current than this. We had a shop owner in New Jersey got on the Fast Start program. Just ended at the end of December. Okay? Here's the email he sent me on Saturday, January 2nd. Says, Dan, a Happy New Year. Here are the numbers. Had a total of 36 people come in from the campaign. They spent $22,900, an average RO of $636. That's higher than his regular average RO. And the reason I tell you about that is I talked about high-quality car count. Now, but then he went on to say, we have a few more scheduled this week that we couldn't get to last week because of the holiday. So I'll let you know when they're done. Another example, here's an email I got from a shop owner in Florida. And this guy is still in the middle of this program. His campaign has not finished yet. He says, hello, Dan, it's going very well so far. I this is a response to an email I sent him, by the way, asking him how the campaign was going, what kind of numbers he was getting. He said total sales, a little over $11,000. Average repair order, $461. Now, that's $187 higher than his normal average RO. And again, he's still in the middle of the campaign. We're still getting calls and making appointments. They're absolutely thrilled. And again, I mentioned the higher average RO because we're not just sending you a bunch of bottom feeder cars. We're sending you high-quality car count. Okay? And again, this guy, his investment was like $589 or something like that, just under $600. He's already, this was about a week ago he sent this, so he's well over $12,000. Again, over a 20-to-1 return on his investment. Here's another one. A shop owner was referred to us from a parts store owner who knew about me, and they got on the Fast Shop Transformation Program. They started in January of last year. In February, we had a campaign implemented for them that resulted in $11,000 in sales. Now, he decided to keep working with us. We repeated that same campaign in August and tweaked a few things from what we learned in February, and then it resulted in an additional $14,000 in sales. Shop owner in Florida, his business was up just this past October, 36% over October of 2016. And by the way, 2016 was one of the best years they've had in business. This shop's been in business over 40 years. Here's a shop owner in Connecticut ran a campaign for November of this year that resulted in $35,000 in sales. Their investment was $542. Now, I have to tell you, don't expect these kinds of numbers. I don't want you to think that I'm telling you, hey, if you get on board, you're going to spend $600 and it's going to bring in $35,000 worth of sales. These are some extraordinary numbers, and that's one of the reasons I showed you the $8,700, the $11,000. Okay, a lot of it has to depend on the size of your shop, and I mentioned from 2 bays on up, and how long you've been in business, and so on and so forth. So just a couple of more here. Shop owner in Ohio began working with us last January. His business in 2017 was up 24.5%. Now, here's the cool thing about him. When he came on board, he didn't tell me this, but he wanted help building his business back up because he wanted to sell it and retire. And he closed on the sale of his business in October, and a large chain bought him out, and so he got paid in full. And so that doesn't happen a lot. So that was a lot of fun for me. I actually helped in a matter of 5 or 6 months. I helped three shops sell their shops this year and get paid in full, not where they were holding paper. Here's another one. Shop owner in Pennsylvania had his best year ever. He started with us in January of 2017. He had his best year ever in 2017. This is his 23rd year in business. I talked about consistency. I want to show you this example to illustrate that. Here's a different shop owner in Florida. It's actually a woman. Started with the Fast Start program and decided to keep working with us. Okay? In June, their business was up 16%. In July, it was up another 55%. In August, it was up another 32%. In September, it was up 41%. Now, if you're familiar with shops in the Florida area, those are slower months for them because all of the snowbirds head north. So generally those are down months for them. But I wanted to show this to see month after month after month. And in 2017, overall, their business was up almost 27% versus 2016. So again, our mission critical is it must be a win-win. A win for you, the shop owner, and a win for us. And here's the thing, shops have to be where consumers are, especially millennials. Now, I know millennials get a lot of bad rap, and people don't care to deal with them, but here's what you have to know. They are now the biggest economic buying group in our country. They overtook boomers over a year ago. And so whether we like it or not, we have to deal with them, and they're not all that bad. Just like when we were young and the older generation thought that we were going to be the end of society because of whatever, rock music and all kinds of different things. So another question I would have you think about, are you currently leveraging the different media available to you? Are you where today's consumers are? So some examples of being where they are, and this isn't just millennials, okay? Many of your boomers are here now. All you have to do is go into a restaurant, go into a mall, go into a large store, and you'll see everyone has that phone in their hand. So did you know that 94% of new customers use search engines to find their local businesses? When's the last time you saw anybody pull out a Yellow Pages? When's the last time you pulled out a Yellow Pages? Okay? And did you know that 70% of households use the Internet as their go-to source when purchasing local products and services? Excuse me. Those aren't my numbers. Those are coming from Nielsen, ComScore, Google. I personally believe, and I actually pulled these stats about two months ago. I think that 70% is higher than that, way higher. Did you know that 95% of smartphone users have searched for local information about what they want to buy or what service they want to buy? So here's a case study of being where the consumer is. We have a shop owner in Washington State. I convinced him his website wasn't producing. That's out by you, Travis. I think we talked about that. He's not too far from you, right?
Yeah. He's up in Redmond, correct?
Right.
Yep.
So we convinced this guy that he wasn't getting as much business as he should have from online, because out in that area, it's a techie area, and so he agreed. We identified the fixes for his website and SEO, and here's what happened when we got those fixes into place. He was getting at that time 3 to 4 new customers a month that were coming in for him online. And I told him that wasn't enough. He thought that was pretty good. That was 1 a week. He thought, hey, this is pretty good. I'm not doing anything. Well, once we made the fixes, he's now getting 5 to 6 new customers acquired a week. 5 to 6 a week, where it was 3 to 4 a month. Well, that comes out to about 24 new customers on average a month that we help deliver to his shop with the fix. Now, his average RO, or his average sale, is $319. If you do the math, for 1 month, we were bringing in over $7,500 more in business that he was getting before. And if you do that, multiply that out, that's $92,000 for the year that one fixed helped bring into his business. This guy thanks me every time he talks to me. And this continues to work and work. It's working 24/7 for him, okay, and delivering customers to his shop. So here's the thing. We know how to attract and keep millennial consumers. And again, as I mentioned, why that's important, because they're the biggest economic buying group out there. Shop of the Future delivers personalized campaign for every shop, no matter what level. And again, I'll repeat, we're working with shops from 2 bays to 21 bays in small towns and large cities. It's worked for all. It is working for all. And the transformation program provides complete multimedia done-for-you marketing campaigns that include social media, email follow-up, online, offline, all working together. So we not only help you, we bring personalized implementation together for you. And so our done-for-you marketing campaign includes customer retention. We get your current customers to buy more, and new customer acquisition. So here's what I know and what I've learned over time, that shop owners want, and we deliver implementation. We actually do the marketing for you. Instead of saying, okay, this is what you need to do, and you need to send out an email for this, you need to make this post, you need to do this on your website or to help your SEO, we do it. And we bring more cars, more money, and help making it happen. We'll help you to get 2018 off to a roaring start, guaranteed in writing, And again, we'll utilize online, offline, social media, profit building, and more. So the question is for you, if not today, when? You know, earlier I talked a lot about the speed of change. Travis even mentioned to you that some things are changing so quickly that not only do they not work, they can be a detriment to you. So I'll give you one example of what I'm talking about on this. And direct mail is one of the reasons that Travis and his dad and I have a connection, is because they do some great things with direct mail. And I've sent a number of my coaching clients to them, and even that is a moving target. And so one example is, it wasn't that long ago I was recommending postcards, that people send out postcards, and we were getting some phenomenal results on them. Well, a little while back, that quit working because the post office did a great job of advertising their EDDM program, and now folks today are getting, on average, 3 to 4 postcards a day in their mailbox, and they're ignoring them. And we talked to them. And folks that were getting great results using that now aren't getting the same results that they were before. We have some old things that we used in direct mail before that now work very, very well. And so, and here's the other thing, and again, Travis and I spent a lot of time together. We just spent several days together here in Cleveland at a conference, learning a lot and keeping up with and finding out about these things that aren't working. But here's another thing that we know about millennials. More and more millennials want printed material. They are spending so much time on their computers and online that they're now responding better to and prefer printed material. I just saw an ad recently, I think it was in November or December, how many big retailers have gone back to sending out printed catalogs. 50-page, 80-page, 100-page catalogs. Can you imagine the amount of money it's costing them to not only print them in full color and then have them mailed out to hundreds of thousands of millions of people? Why are they doing it? Because it works. And it comes back to the question, if not today, when? Because if you wait, you're just going to get further behind because of how quickly things are changing. So your next step, if you're kind of hearing what I'm saying here, for us to work together, Travis and I have worked out something. We've made it a no-brainer for you. You have no risk in what I'm about to show you. So here's pretty much how the program works, okay? You finally get real help growing your car count. And so first, once you decide you want to work with us, we perform an evaluation of your shop's marketing. So we'll send you out some information that you need to a questionnaire that you need to fill out and get back to us, because we don't do cookie-cutter programs. So what may work for one shop, for example, the shop that I mentioned in Florida that's in the middle of the campaign right now, that's done almost $12,000 and the campaign is not over, they've only been in business 5 years, okay? So what we do with them is a little different than the shop who's been in business for over 40 years, or the one that's been in business over 23 years. Different people have a lot of different things going on. So we customize it. We look at your sales history to see what the history of your shop is, where you may need a little extra help. Like I said, in Florida, we do some things differently at different times of the year than we do the shops in the colder weather or out west or what have you. And once we get all that together, we'll develop and implement a customized multimedia campaign to bring high-quality car count fast, just like some of those examples that I showed you. And this includes a customized print campaign. And I tell you that because for a while now, that's where we're getting our best results. Now, I'm not telling you that's all it is. I'm telling you that it includes that. That's our number one media right now for getting results when we support it with the other multimedia. So we'll start with a one-on-one call. You and I will talk, and we'll evaluate the shop's strengths and weaknesses. We'll follow up with a second call once I've had a chance to go over everything and come up with a strategy. I'll explain the strategy and how we'll make it work for your shop's campaign. Once the campaign begins implementation, we'll begin with the multimedia marketing. We will be doing it all for you again. And usually within 30 days, we'll schedule another one-on-one call to check on the progress and make some adjustments if we need to and answer some questions you may need. And again, everyone's different. There's been times where on that call we've had to make adjustments. Some things weren't working as well. We found out that the person answering the phone was making some mistakes. We've found out different things. We've gone on and actually did some things with social media to help get a push there. So we do several different things within this campaign. We have a guy in Pennsylvania that, Eastern Ohio, that because of what we did, he said every week he was getting customers back to his shop that he hadn't seen in a long time, some of them for years. So we were able to reactivate a lot of lost customers. That's not what all of the campaign is, but we include it. And your Fast Start program includes ongoing support with our team throughout your program. And again, it's all guaranteed. Our no-nonsense guarantee is our campaign will bring in at least 10 times your investment with me, or we'll refund your investment. Remember I said it's a no-brainer, you have no risk? So all of this for this our normal price, and again, it's very low, is $697, okay? But because of our relationship, and Travis said he wanted to put this out to the people that he works with, the shop owners, we're giving a 3D mail discount of $100, which brings it down to $597. Now remember, this is a Fast Start program, so you get that price if you respond by the 25th, which is a week away. I don't know why you would want to wait, why you would even want to wait a week. The sooner you decide and you get your response form in, the sooner we can get started. Now, here's the other thing. There's no additional commitment from you. We can put this one campaign out for you. Maybe you get $15,000, $20,000, $10,000 worth of business. Maybe you do as well as the people in Connecticut, and it's $30,000. If you say, hey, that was great, Dan, we appreciate it, we want to jump out, and that's it. That's fine. There's no required commitment from you. And again, you get our no-nonsense guarantee in writing, okay? And again, so basically, if you take advantage of this opportunity because of the 3D mail discount, we're guaranteeing we'll bring you at least $6,000 worth of business and 10 times the $597. If we only bring you $5,000, we'll refund your $597. It's that simple. Okay, so you really have nothing to lose. And I would just say this, and I think I told you this before, Travis, I have never had to pay off on that guarantee. I'm very comfortable putting that guarantee out there. And in fact, I think one of the lowest amounts we've ever been produced for anyone is the very first one I showed that was like $8,700. Okay, so but if that happens, we'll refund the money. And I, Travis can give you a level of comfort there. Like Travis mentioned, we've known each other for a long time. I stand behind what I say. I put it in writing, and my reputation depends on it. So there's not a question there. Now, if you all are near your computer, you should have gotten an email by now with an attachment or a link to go on our fast response form, and here's what it looks like. Oh, I forgot about this, Travis. Travis and I were talking the other day and about an extra bonus for the first 7 people. I like people who are decisive. Okay, and there's really not a whole lot to be decisive about here. Like I said, it's risk-free. It's a no-brainer. It's $597. It's not a whole lot. But for the first 7 who respond, I did a special interview. I had this gentleman at a shop owner success event I held, and he did a presentation for shop owners, giving them ideas and strategies and resources to make their shop better. And he said the title of his presentation was, "What would your shop look like if Disney ran it?" And so after that presentation, I said, "Hey, I'd like to get you on a call and do an interview so you could go over this and we can record it and we'll send it out to our coaching members." Well, I have that recording, and like I told Travis, I will give the first 7 people who respond a CD recording of that call with that gentleman where he talks about what your shop would look like if Disney ran it. Well, why that's important? Because Disney is one of the most successful companies out there. They do the best job of customer retention. They do a great job of getting a lot of money out of the people that come to their places and keep them coming back year in and year out. And I got to tell you, some of the things that this guy talks about in this interview, I've had coaching members go and implement them. Didn't cost a whole lot, but the response has been absolutely phenomenal. People getting on social media and talking about it and telling other people. They get referrals because they're talking to other people about what happened when they went to that shop. So that goes to the first 7 people. So like I said, you should have our fast response form by now. It lays out what I just finished telling you, what we're going to do. You'll see the our no-nonsense guarantee right there in yellow, in writing, and the discount. And so all you have to do, it should take you about 3 minutes, fill that information out, and you can send it back via email, and the information's at the bottom. You can send it back via email, or you can fax it into us. We get a lot of shops that prefer fax over email because fax can't be hacked, and that's okay. Or you could even mail it to us, fill it out, mail it to us. Again, I don't know why you would want to wait to do any of that. And so
yeah, Dan, I agree. I mean, if you're on this call and you've listened to this far, even if it's just to get a caffeine shot, if you will, a kick in the butt, you're crazy not to at least take Dan up on this initial offer. It is to get him one-on-one to do this for you at that price is insane. And then I'll just add one thing to that bonus you talked about. All those great things about Disney. They do all of that while charging anywhere from 10 to 50% more than their competitors. So not only do they deliver on all of those things you said, they also do it more profitably than anybody else in their industry. And that's that's their theme parks, that's their restaurants, that's their shops, that's their movies, their merchandising. They get a premium for what they do. And so to take those lessons, apply them to your shop, you'll be able to charge more. So not only will you make more money, you can make more money while working less, because who wouldn't want $120 for the same thing that they were charging $100 for right now?
Exactly, and that's a great point, Travis. Just that bonus alone could bring people more than enough business to pay for the $597. From some of the things they'll learn and implement from that interview alone. And Disney is the best, like you said. They've got competitors down in Orlando a half hour away, and like you said, they're charging anywhere from 10 to 50% more than their competitors. And drawing more than their competitors. The people gladly come in and pay it. Disney's amazing at openly saying, we want you to spend as much money as possible, and their patrons saying, thank you for giving me the opportunity to pay as much money possible. They're the best at it. It's incredible. Their culture is insane. So it's and then for that price of whatever $597, I think, because you dropped a couple $100 off. I mean, not only is Dan going to do this for you, I mean,
just the inside alone is worth $597, whether or not they even did it for you, and now they're actually going to do it for you. So it's to me, it's a no-brainer. It literally is a can't-lose situation.
Right, and I've had a lot of people, Travis, tell me I'm crazy. And like you just said, that's a ridiculously low price. But here's one of the reasons I put it at that price, okay, is I've been doing this for a while. I was a shop owner, and I know how many different things people are coming to them, hey this, hey that, and I know they're hearing about it all the time, and I wanted to make this so easy and so simple and so ridiculously cheap that it's hard to say no. And for most folks, if all I did was help them bring in 4 more cars, that would pay for the $597, even if I didn't have the guarantee. But I put the guarantee in there because I know it'll work, and I want them to feel like they have no risk. And that's what we did.
Perfect. Very cool.
So, folks, the next step for you is to fill out the form. I suggest you do it right now. I know how you are, because I've been there. I'm the same way. If you put it down and decide you'll get back to it, before you know, you're going to forget it. It's going to move to the bottom of your pile, and it won't get done. And I talk to shop owners all the time who are struggling with some of the same things they were struggling with a year ago, 2 years ago, 3 years ago. And that's why I said before, now's the time to make the big change. So that's all I have for him, Travis.
Awesome, Dan. That was great stuff. Thanks so much for bringing this to our shop owners. Again, those of you that have gotten this far, just do the dang thing. You've got literally nothing to lose, maybe a couple hours of your time, but even then what I know with what Dan has been doing for the last 15-plus years with shop owners, the positive return monetarily will be there, and then just the positive outcome, whether non-monetarily, I know is going to be there for you. So, Dan, thank you much. I love it. I love what you guys are doing here. And again, if you're on the call, you just got to do this, guys.
Okay, so thanks everybody for your time. Appreciate you being on the call, and look forward to working with you. Have a great day,
Dan.
everyone.